very well said. Today, I'm going to tell you another nice story from this Dhammapada. There's a very beautiful stanza. It comes like this. Tancha kammang katang sadhu yang katva nanu tappati yassa patito sumano vipakam patisevati. It means that deed is well done when, after having done it, one reaps not, and when, with joy and pleasure, one reaps the fruit therefore. If a person done any good deeds, if it is well done, he never regret. This is the meaning. There is a story about a florist. This man already married. His name is Sumana. This Sumana, his job is to supply flowers, jasmine flowers, every day, every morning to the king of Rajagaha, Bimbisara, King Bimbisara of the Rajagaha. His job is to do this, jasmine flowers. One day, on his way, he came and met the Buddha. The Buddha came with his fellow disciples on the way. This man, since he has in his hand a lot of flowers, jasmine flowers, actually is going to go to the palace to offer to the king Bimbisara. Seeing this Buddha, full devotion and confidence, all the flowers he offered. The Buddha proceeded, and around the Buddha and other bhikkhus, full of flowers, jasmine flowers. Thousands of people came and flocked and observed this. And they also cannot believe what such a wonderful this man, Sumana, have done. When the wife came to know, wife was very sad, because wife thought the king will punish my husband by doing this, because that flower I have to offer to the king. So wife told to the king, reported, my husband have done like this, I'm very sorry. So what he have done, the king asked. He have offered all the flowers to the Buddha. Then the king was very happy. It is very good, he told. Very good, must be like that. Then, on that day itself, the king Bimbisara invited the Buddha and bhikkhus, his bhikkhus, to alms food. After the alms food, the bhikkhus and Buddha went to Jetavana monastery, where normally the Buddha stayed. Then the king was very happy. Now he asked his messenger to go to the house of this Sumana's house, and asked him to come to palace. So Sumana went. So he was sad a bit. So when he went there, the king was very happy. He praised, you have done well. And finally he gave a reward, a big reward. Then Venerable Ananda, all of you know, the chief attendant of the Buddha, he asked at the monastery, Buddha, what this young Sumana, this man, by simply offering flowers, what would he gain? Then Buddha said, he, by doing like this, without consider his self-safety, he will release from, or he never born, in 4 lower state, apaya, hell. And finally one day he will overcome his difficulties and get free from samsara. This is the story. Thank you.
Good. When I say something, you never say good. Huh? Page 42, 43. The strength of 41. Right. Achirang vatayang kayo pathavim adhisesati chuddho apeta viññāno nirattanga kalingaram achirang vatayang kayo pathavim adhisesati chuddho apeta viññāno nirattanga kalingaram. Meaning, before long, alas, this body will lie upon the ground, cast aside, devoid of consciousness, even as a useless charred log. Achirang vata, ayankayo, this body, ayankayo, this body. Pathaving, earth, pathavi. Adhisesati, lie upon the ground. Adhisesati. Chutto apeta viññāno, separate from the consciousness. Nirattanga kalingaram, become useless, rotten piece of wood, this body. This is the way how we have to concentrate to understand the nature of physical body that we carry. We develop more attachment towards our physical body, devote our time to attend, to look after, to support, to clean, to beautify. But body is going on changing, decaying and decaying and decaying. So one day it will collapse. When it is collapsed, the viññāna, chuddho apeta viññāno, consciousness separates from the body, because life depends on consciousness or the mind. Body for dwelling. Life exists in our body. The body supports like a house for life to exist. So when the house collapses, the life process, mental process, supported by the karmic energies, good or bad karmic energies, then mix up with attachment that we have developed during our lifetime. Because we cling to certain things, certain objects, certain persons, certain properties. This is called attachment. Then our ignorance nurtured it in our mind. Ignorance doesn't allow our mind to understand the real nature of our life. That is why we take wrong concepts, wrong ideas. We create our own imagination without facing fact in life, reality, not through proper perspective, just as it appears, without analyzing, without understanding. Then we suffer because of this. When we grow old, we suffer, we worry, we cry. When we suffer from various sicknesses, we worry, we cry. When we grow old, we do not know what to do with this body, with this life. Not only to our family members, but to us. This becomes a real burden, nuisance. Do not know what to do with this life. This is the nature of our body, but it is not life. We have taken this as our life. We neglect, we forget, we ignore our life, attend only to this physical body, which is impermanent, which is changeable, which create enormous sufferings and problems, and later, when it decay and disintegrate, dissolve, disappear. Then, these sayings, the Buddha had to utter due to a very important incident. That is very important. So one day, the Buddha wanted to visit the monks' quarters. Then he saw a very sick monk who was isolated, neglected by the other monks. There was nobody to attend to him. He was suffering from, I think, either chicken pox or smallpox. His whole body is like a wound, so smelly, dirty. That is why the other monks didn't want to go near. So when the Buddha visited this particular monk's monastery, he saw it. Then he asked Ananda, of course he always followed the Buddha, go and boil some water. So, when the hot water is ready, the Buddha, he himself attended to this monk to remove his clothing and washed the body, cleansed the body, and changed the robe. After that, he gave this advice. This is a beautiful sayings of the Buddha. Yo gilanang upatteti, so mang upatti. One who serves the sick, he serve me. Yo, he who, gilanang, sick, upatteti, serve or minister or attend. So, he, mang upatteti, attend to me. Regard that you are attending to the Buddha, sick person. This is the way how he appreciates this serving the sick people. Then he said, here in this monastery, you have no father, no mother, no brother, no sisters, no relatives. It is your duty to attend to the other monks when they are in trouble or when they are sick. So you had to support each other. So he gave a strong warning or advice to those resident monks and made this statement, Yo gilanam upatteti, so mang upatteti. Then this saying about the physical body, because he saw the nature of that monk's physical body is already rotten, then introduced to the other monk, look at this body. And craving attachments that we have developed toward this physical body create suffering. So we had to concentrate earlier. There are 5 things he has introduced for us to concentrate, to avoid or to get rid of worries, disappointment, disturbances. Jara dhammo mi jarang anatitoti abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Vyadi dhammo mi vyading anatitoti abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Jara dhammo mi jarang anatitoti abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Marana dhammo mi maranang anatitoti abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Sabbehi me pehi manapehi nana bhavo vina bhavoti abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Kammassakomi kammadayado kammayoni kammabandhu kammapatisarno kammang satte vibhajati adidang hina panitata abhinnang paccavekkitabba. These are the 5 things for us to contemplate, to concentrate, to contemplate. Then what will happen? Get used to this. Every day we concentrate on these 5 items. Then the fear disappears, worries disappear. What are those 5? Jara dhammo mi jarang anaditoti abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Abhinnang paccavekkitabba means concentrate always. Abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Concentrate always. What is that? Jara. I have not gone beyond decay. I am subject to, my body is subject to decay. I had to face it. I cannot escape it. This is the nature of existence. So when we concentrate and concentrate, the mind gets used to it. After that, when jara or decay started, we don't worry, because we knew. We have trained the mind not to worry about that. This is the advantage. Vyadi dhammo mi vyading anatitoti abhinnang paccavekkitabba. Vyadi, sicknesses. I am not free from sicknesses. Any kinds of sicknesses can appear in time to come. So when sicknesses come to us, then we have already given the warning to our mind. One day sicknesses come to us. It's already appeared. Whether it is diabetes or heart trouble or cancer or what do you call gastric ulcer or any other sickness. I knew this is not a strange thing. Earlier we had to concentrate this. But don't think, if you concentrate on these two things earlier, very earlier you become old. In fact, you can prolong your old age when you concentrate because you don't worry. If you don't worry, you won't get old very easily. Worries create old age. Sicknesses also like this. Then, marana dhammo mi maranang anatito ti abhinnang paccekidabba. I had to face the death. It is natural. There is nothing in this universe that can exist without facing the ending. Marana means, death means ending. This ending is natural. If there is beginning, there will be ending. Otherwise, there is no beginning. There are only two things in this universe which are free from beginning and ending. All the others are subject to this. When we recite Sabbe Sankhara Anicca, all those component things are impermanent. Dukkha, create unsatisfactoriness. Then Sabbe Dhamma Anatta, Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta, these three characteristics we recite. Sabbe Sankhara Anicca, all component things are impermanent. Sabbe Sankhara Dukkha, all those component things are subject to unsatisfactoriness or suffering. Then Anatta, unsubstantiality or the permanent entity that we cannot find anywhere. For that, the Buddha did not use the word sankhara. He says, Sabbe Dhamma Anatta. Why he did not use the word sankhara there? What is the definitions of sankhara? Upado Panyayati, arising or appearance can be seen. Titassa Anyatattang Panyayati, changes or decay can be seen. Vayo Panyayati, disappearance can be seen. If these three characteristics are there, this is called sankhara. We can see things appear. We can see things change and decay. We can see things disappear. All these things are sankhara. But he did not use the word sankhara or anatta. Because sankhara there is beginning. Sankhara there is ending. But there are two things. There is no beginning, no end. Can you tell me what are those two things? Pardon? No, not the time. Time also we can take. That is Albert Einstein's theory. a space. A space, no beginning, no end. But many others take a space as element, a space element. But there is no beginning, no end. The other one is nirvana. Nirvana, there is no beginning, no end. So, sabbe dhamma anatta. When we use the word dhamma, a space and nibbana also included. If we use the word sankhara, cannot include these two. Because there is no beginning, no end. So, the nature of our existence, our life, our body, we never realize because of our craving, too much attachment. Three kinds of craving. Craving for existence and living or survival or eternal life. Craving for pleasure, enjoyment. Craving for non-existence when there are some disappointments and frustration. Also craving is behind. Because of these three kinds of craving, our minds are not ready to face fact in our life. We create our own imagination. We want to prolong as long as we can for our survival, for our living. Living is very important, although there are enormous suffering. Day and night, nothing but suffering. Even then, not ready to die because of that craving. Can tolerate pain and suffering, but not ready to depart. Craving. Not only physical body, at that stage, craving is not for the physical body. For the property, money, family members, they don't want to separate. If we can understand the real nature of death, there is no reason whatsoever for us to be scared of it. Just changing. We can reduce fear and worries and disturbances if we can concentrate earlier. Don't think that we die earlier if we think about that. No. We can prolong our life because fear disappears from the mind. Marana dhammommi maranam anati. Then sabbehi me piyehi manapehi nana bhavo vina bhavo. This is another big problem. We had to separate from all our beloved one, loved one that we like. We had to separate from our property, valuable things. We had to separate from our husband and wife and children, so relatives and friends. That we had to concentrate earlier, one day definitely, if not earlier. After our death, we separate. After this separation, it is not so easy to recognize again in the next life. Lot of qualities are important for that. Pubbeva sannivasena paccuppanna hitenava evantam jayate pemam uppalamva yathodiki. When we developed our attachment and love, understanding, mutual understanding, with good karma, then we get the chance to meet again. Otherwise we miss. If there are no good karmas, take husband and wife. They like to be husband and wife in the next life also. But it is impossible if both of them have not accumulated enough good karma. One person has done good karma, the other person has not done. Then one person become human, other person become animal. No connection. Karma is important. So attachment, love alone cannot do that. But if we accumulate good karma without love and attachment and understanding, also not so easy to get together. That work like magnetic farm. When we take the previous birth stories of the Buddha, he has mentioned only more than 500. How many thousands we do not know. Every time, same husband and same wife and same children, life after life, because of their love, understanding, attachment, good karma, virtues, good qualities. Otherwise, they separate. Some people believe when husband and wife buried together in the same place, in the next birth also they can get together again. These small children's way of thinking, no meaning at all. But this is attachment. They can satisfy in this way. So my body also must be with you. That aspiration is there. That is only imagination. But it is not difficult. Now when you study, observe very carefully certain families, the unity and harmony and understanding and love that they have among certain husbands and wives is remarkable. They can tolerate anything without fighting, without quarreling, without hating, without shouting. Give and take policy always, mutual understanding. This is understanding they have developed due to previous experience. In many other cases, they have everything, more than enough property and to enjoy their life as they like, but cannot agree with each other. Halfway, divorce, separate. Because they are strangers. They do not know each other, their mentality. Accidentally they met here. So if they have developed this during the previous birth also, then very easily, just like magnetic power, they get together. Mutual understanding. So, after our death, his existence again takes place. There is no questions about it, although we cannot understand. be wise. We have mind to think, to understand this, not like animals. Animals cannot understand this. We know something will happen to us. And every religion also says something will happen. There is no religion to say nothing will happen to you after your death. So we must know how to prepare for that. Now religion is for that purpose. By enjoying or becoming very rich, you cannot prepare for that. To lead a worldly life, yes, you have to work and earn and enjoy, no harm. But don't forget, religion is for you to prepare for your future life. Not only future, this life itself, there are many things for us to learn. How to behave as cultured, civilized, respectable, noble human being. Religion tells us. So, there is no eternal existence anywhere. Last one is Kammasya komhi kamma dayado kamma yoni kamma bandhu kamma patina. Depend on my own karma. Ayu Sunna Vinyana. Ayu means maximum lifespan. This is also important. We accumulate different karma. One, Janaka karma, generative or the productive karma. The duty of that particular karma is to condition life to exist for a certain period. Certain period means now 2,500 years ago, the maximum lifespan was 120 years. Now if you can go back to 5,000 or 10,000 years, you can see how the maximum lifespan starts to dwindle and reduce and reduce and reduce, going down and down and down. Today, I think World Health Organizations observed the maximum lifespan about 65, I think about 65. Physically and mentally, we are deteriorating. We maintain artificial body, artificial mind, not natural. Mind is polluted with so many defilements, impurities, increase. When you study the life of primitive people who lived few hundred years ago, they had only few problems. How to find out their food, or their shelter, or sex. That's all. They can relax, they can eat, they can sleep, they can spend their life without maintaining so many worries, so many disturbances, so many problems and troubles. Today, we have developed our responsibilities, duties, obligations up to maximum level. Whole day and night, we are worrying and thinking and planning, then blaming, accusing, cursing, criticizing, But these problems are not there at that time. This is the way how we organize our life. This is called civilization. We are civilized people. I have mentioned one incident in one of my books. Those Sakai who lived in the jungle, they lived a very peaceful life. But they heard that some civilized people from the society going to meet them to study their way of life. So when they heard this, their elders advised those young girls, because young girls in the jungle, they never cover the upper part of the body. They had no problem. And they advised to those young girls, we heard some civilized people coming from the society to see us, so young girls, please don't come out, because they are civilized people. Although so many problems are there, we are busybodies. No time to rest, no time to relax, no time to take food, always on the move, running here and there. I'm not thinking what to do, how to make more money, how to bluff, how to swindle, how to smuggle. These are the things that work in their mind. Then, here the Buddha says, now I'm explaining what is death. What are those three things that depart from this body? First one I explain, Ayu, lifespan. That particular karma is responsible for this maximum lifespan. Whether 10 years or 20 years or 30 years or 8 years or 90 years or 100 years, that karma is responsible. It depends what this person has done during his previous birth. Why some people die within few months or few days or few years? Due to what they have done during their previous birth. Why some people live 80, 90 or 100 years? Also due to that particular karma, what they have done during their previous birth. It is not the will of God or this or that. That maximum lifespan is inventory. Then Usna means heat energy. Heat energy maintains all the other energies. The life of these other energies, they become active because of heat. If there's no heat, no cohesion, cannot work together. Decay, decompose, take place because of that. No heat. Heat energy must separate from the body. Then, Vijnana. Vijnana is consciousness, mental energy. Here in this mental energy I have told you, there are 5 ingredients. Then it is called consciousness. Avidya, Trishna, Karma, Upadana, Bhava, 5 things. All are mental energy. I mentioned just now, ignorance is mental energy. This ignorance supports all the other energies. Trishna, craving, is mental energy. It is in that consciousness. Karma is mental energy, karmic energy, created by polluted mind creates bad karma, purified mind creates good karma. Avidya, Trishna, karma. Upadana, attachment. I told you we develop some sort of attachment towards something. It is there, we attach to that, or this. Bhava, the karma formation. Because of all these things, the formation take place. In that consciousness, these 5 ingredients are there. So when that consciousness is transmitted from here, that cannot remain somewhere without landing. The belief that some people maintain after our death, in searching a suitable place to have a rebirth. This is not the Buddha's teaching. There was one particular school of Buddhism in India, few hundred years after the Buddha. They are known as Sarvastivadi. Sarvastivadi schools introduced this concept, this belief. Departed person's consciousness remains, because they don't believe soul, therefore use the word consciousness, remains in the space in searching a suitable place for 49 days. That is why some people are very particular about 49 days. According to traditional belief, 7 days. That is why many people perform some religious services on the 7th day, because they think this is the day that this person will be reborn. Some others say, no, 49th day. That is why some others close their doors and windows, saying, tonight you must be very careful, come back, departed person will come back tonight. Then they are in fear. If their window also shake due to wind, there, he has come already. If a cat or rat jump, there, he has come already. Because they are waiting to hear something. This is the way how we create all sort of belief, fear in our mind. So, death takes place when these 3 energies completely separated from the body. Then the elements of the body, here the Buddha says, Chuddho apeta viññāno niratthaṅ kalingana. Just like a rotten piece of wood, useless, cannot use for anything. No human values in that body when it is rotten. Human values we can find only in the mind, not in the body. But other living beings, birds, the snakes, crocodiles, and elephant or animals, they have valuable things in their body. Their skin, their feathers, their teeth, and so many things they are valuable, they can make money. But when we die, can we sell our teeth? Our skin? Nothing. No human values there. But human values are in our mind. Now these values you can find in other living beings. So the life is there. Values in the life, not in the body. Then there are 5 things that we cannot understand earlier in our life. Jeevitang, vyādhi, kāloca, deha nikkhepanam, gati. These 5 things. no one can predict. When a child is being born, no one can say that this person becomes so and so, so and so. This person become rich or poor, or fortunate or unfortunate, or criminal-minded or religious-minded. No one can say at the beginning. Very uncertain. Changes take place later. Circumstances completely change the life. Vyadhi, when a child is born, no one can say that this person will suffer from diabetes or heart trouble or any kind of sickness. Way of life, food, mentality, attitude, environment change. Then the sicknesses arise according to their way of life. Uncertain. Kala, the time of death. Earlier we cannot say that so and so will die on such and such time. Of course, astrologers say something. Now, according to my horoscope, 3 astrologers have written that I must die at the age of 71. That means not yet reach 71. So, that means they are wrong. So, no one can say, no one can predict earlier that so and so will die on such and such time, such and such day, circumstances. And those 3 things must separate. If the time is not ready, although you try to die, it is impossible. I think you can remember, I have told one story, one incident. A police inspector who had a very big fight with his wife, he was a very hot-tempered man. He could not tolerate, he shot his wife. Died. Then he thought no point of living, but he had only 2 bullets. And second one he used to kill himself, didn't work. This one jammed. Didn't work. He threw away that one and went out, and he found out a rope and tied here and climbed the mango tree in the front of the tree, jumped. This is a rotten, rotten one. He dropped, nothing will happen. Again he is so angry. He was living near a river, very deep river. He jumped into this river. 2 persons were taking bath at that time. They suddenly went. Now the court case for murdering his wife. The judge found out this is a culpable homicide. No death sentence for that. That means the anger suddenly flared up, could not tolerate and shot without planning, without thinking to kill. That is called culpable homicide. Life imprisonment, no death. See how many times he escaped from death who wanted to die. Because these 3 things are strong. Karmic energy, lifespan is still active, cannot die. If these things are weakened, whatever method, whatever precaution we take, we have to face the death. This is the nature of life, uncertainty. Chuddho apeta viññāno niratthaṅva kalingara. So the body becomes useless, but the life can become fortunate if we have acted wisely, without misusing, without abusing our human dignity, humane qualities, virtues. Then the life never become miserable again, become better and better. Then we can develop further and further. That is why the knowledge is important. Not to abuse our life, either for our living or for our pleasure or for our duties or responsibilities. We should not abuse. Na atta hetu, na parassa hetu, paputta michhe, na dhanam ratta, naichhe adhamme na samidhi mattano, sasilava panyava dhammikosya. Here the Buddha saying, you should not do wrong thing, bad thing, wicked thing, for your own sake, for your own benefit, for your pleasure, or for your family, or for your children, or for others. Therefore, you must know how to maintain your dignity and this life without violating basic humane qualities and virtues and principles. Then life never get into trouble again. Yes, tomorrow morning there will be a seminar in St. Xavier Church, just opposite the EPF building, organized by the Consultative Council, Buddhist, Christian, Hindus and Sikh. The subject is moral education and tolerance or something like that. From morning 8:30 up to 5. They need some Buddhist to give them moral support, just to attend for a short while, a few hours, so according up to you, and participate. For this religious council is doing a very good service to maintain non-Islamic religion, to express the grievances, problems and difficulties they are facing, to have some sort of amicable settlement, understanding with the government. For certain things, government listen to us. Think twice. Because we have met the prime ministers, deputy prime ministers, all the other ministers, whenever there is issue, problems, that when we think that this may affect our religion, whether Buddhism or Christianity or Hinduism or Sikhism, so of course Islam is well protected by the government, no problem. But we have to look after our own religion. Government is not ready to do that. Government says, it is your duty to look after your religion. Government never disturb. Government has given full freedom for you to practice your religion. But government is not responsible for your religion. That is why it is called official religion. So we must understand this. So government is not against any existing religion, given full freedom to practice. But we have to take the responsibility to protect, to promote, to maintain our religion. When there are some differences or discrimination, respectable way or reasonable way, without creating violence and disturbances, we can approach the government and express our views. They like to listen to us. So this religious body is for that purpose. That is very important in this country. Those who are free, please try to attend from 8:30 to at any time. Just go and listen. There are 4 or 5 speakers from different religions. Okay, sir. Imina punya kammena उपाध्याया गुणोत्तरा आचार्य उपकारा च माता पिता पिया ममं सूर्यो चांदिमा राजा गुणवंता नरापि च ब्रह्मा महाराज इंदा च लोकपाला च देवता यमो मित्ता मनुष्या च मज्जत्ता वेरिकापि च सब्बे सत्ता सुखी हन्तु पुण्यानि पकतानि मे सुखांच त्रिविधं देन्तु क्षिप्पं पापेत ओमताम् इमिना पुण्यकम्मेन इमिना उद्दिशेन च क्षिप्पाहं सुलभे चेव तन्नोपादानचेदनाम् ये सन्ताने न धम्मा यावनिब्बानतो ममं न सन्तु सर्वदा एव